Anyone who wants to top just how bad this album is going to have to actually try.
I sit back with this pack of 6 sacks in his bag of this weed and get me to shit needed to read.
Yeah, no hyperbole, this is by far the worst album of 2023, and we're going to talk about why. For those who don't know,
I don't blame you. I wouldn't either.
OTEP is more or less a nu metal band formed in 2000 by one Otep Shamaya. And given that I was a bit of a nu metal head at that time, I remember listening to their 2002 debut Save Us Tra back then. But while I still listen to most of the albums I did during that era, there is a reason I never went back. In other words, this band, in my opinion, has always been C-string, but I had no idea just how bad things had gotten until a year or two ago. Now enter The Godslayer, a 12-track album made up mostly of covers, and we need to go through them all.
Oh, Lord help us.
Why? Violent appetites.
Just an intro and already it feels like a sign of cringe to come. Like, just, you hear those little ambient tones and the whispering, it's awful.
Kids, it's garbage day.
One of the few original songs on the album, and I'll admit that this is far from the most terrible thing on here. At the same time, it serves as a preview of just how obnoxious Otep's vocal delivery is going to get the deeper we go. Preteen whining like scribbles in a diary.
You gonna cry about it?
It's like we never even happened, baby. What the fuck is up with that?
The one upside of covers is that at least it mostly saves us from Otep's abysmal lyricism. More on that later. But this Olivia Rodrigo cover is where things really start to go off the rails performance-wise. This reminds me of when big singers get a little bit too crazy with the national anthem, except minus any shred of technique or talent.
I'm the daughter of sorrow, the bride of wrath. I'll burn the world to sing upon the ash.
This one kind of caught my attention. It's kind of like a cool horrorcore beat, but unfortunately again ruined by more shitty lyrics. Think like a crappier Gravediggers or Eshem. Honestly, not that bad. If this were on a cringe meter, it would be relatively low. It's one of the more listenable songs, but it's still not good.
Acceptable.
Bite my time, wearing a warning sign.
This is a cover of Billie Eilish, and honestly, Otep is slightly less obnoxious on this one since she actually sings, and you know what? Her voice ain't that bad. The verses work pretty well, I'm okay with it. I don't think it really necessarily adds anything to the original song, but it's the chorus where things get really try-hard.
Watch me make a vow, one by, one by.
And we're all very impressed.
I am whatever you say I am, and if I wasn't, so why would I say I am?
So this is the track that ultimately inspired this video. Like, I was trying to avoid talking about this because they just seem so irrelevant that it's not even worth it. But when I got to this track, I was like, no. This is that so bad it needs to be discussed territory. I could have made an entire thesis on why this is the most insultingly awful song I've heard all year. Her Eminem impression is bad enough. It kind of reminds me of Chris D'Elia, except she's not trying to be funny.
I'm playing in a hand trick with Danica Pantrick. I'm saying an accent. Nick Cannon's fantastic.
To her credit, at least she's not an alleged predator. But then we get to the embarrassing line changes, and there are a few of them, but this is the real gem right here.
On Twitter, the news every day I am. I keep it hundo, and now I'm banned.
Imagine being 43 and thinking, oh yeah, that's fire. It's also funny thinking about this song being about Marshall at the height of his career, dealing with the trappings of fame and label expectations, and the ego it must take to be completely irrelevant and somehow think you can come even close to bringing the same energy. Or, again, talent, for that matter.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Y'all, just a reminder, if you're enjoying the video, hit the like button and comment below your thoughts on these songs, the band in general. But yeah, next song.
Oh, I wish they all could be California.
So despite being a Beach Boys song, this sounds like Otep attempting to do a Typo Negative cover, and it just hurts. I'm not even a huge Typo Negative fan, but this thing just falls so flat. If I was the producer on this thing, I would have pulled a Ralph Fiennes from In Bruges.
Ah, I see.
I love the original version of this song from A Perfect Circle, so this one also hurts pretty bad. Again, imagine thinking you can even try to top or even match Maynard with this trash. Like, really? You didn't at least feel like you needed another take?
What the hell is even that?
Did you even try? How did you not only think that this was a good delivery, but somehow multiple people co-signed this crime against music?
Make it stop!
Honestly, I don't get as angry about this one since it's mostly just mindless screaming anyways, but once more, why even think you can pull off Nirvana?
Gotcha. Can't win, don't try.
Wait right here. I'll be back in the morning.
I don't listen to Little Peep, so this one's whatever.
Next!
Okay, so another track I spent a lot of time with in high school. Like, I was so obsessed with Slipknot when that debut came out. I was definitely one of those people on, like, Kazaa, looking for all the, like, deleted songs and tracks and adding them to my burned copy of it, and this was one of those songs for me. It's a banger. But again, completely destroyed by a try-hard delivery. And that's saying a lot, because I admit that the original is already pretty melodramatic, but at least it had some actual intensity behind it. Like, I recognize that the original is a little bit cringe on its own level, but it's just so heavy and headbangable and fun, and this is it just is not.
You just don't have what it takes
To reclaim what it has stolen from me.
You know what the best thing about this song is?
It's our last one.
Good. I can die now. So yeah, again, this is easily the most terrible album I've heard, not just this year, ever. Like, this is a firm chance of overtaking Nightmares of the Decomposed and even Psychosinner.
Dear God.
I listen to plenty of albums every week that I just don't care for personally, but I always walk away with some positives and a sense of respect for some of the talent on display. I can understand why other people enjoy it and I don't. That is just not the case here. This is just the shittiest, laziest, and most misguided piece of garbage I've heard in a very long time. There's virtually no redeeming value. Like, maybe occasionally the bass parts are kind of cool, but really the only positive is that it gave me an excuse to listen to the original tracks again. TLDR, OTEP continues to suck, and they honestly should move up the cringe meter. Speaking of which, check out this playlist to see all sorts of cringy videos just like this one. Or if you want something good, check out my playlist of all of my favorite metal albums of the year so far by month. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.